Hello students, today I am going to discuss about typical thoracic vertebra. Before that, you should know there are total 12 thoracic vertebra. Out of them, T2 to T8 they are typical thoracic vertebra, and rest of 5 T1, T9, 10, 11 and 12 they are atypical thoracic vertebra. Now what do you mean by typical and atypical? In typical thoracic vertebra, you cannot differentiate them from each other because they bear same features. In atypical thoracic vertebra, they have their specific point of identification. In this tutorial, we will discuss about typical thoracic vertebra, and they are T2 to T8. In each thoracic vertebra, the specific point for identification is presence of costal facet on each side of body. They are so parts of thoracic vertebra: body, vertebral arch or neural arch. Body of thoracic vertebra, specifically typical thoracic vertebra, it is heart shape. So anteroposterior diameter and transverse diameter, they are almost same. On each side of the body, you can see there are costal facet. In typical thoracic vertebra, there are total two costal facet. One that is superior costal facet, another one that is inferior costal facet. Both these facets, they are demifacets. Matlab they are not complete or round. They are half moon shaped. So this superior costal facet, that is larger one compared to this inferior costal facet, that will articulate with the corresponding numerically same rib. So you can see in rib, in the posterior end, in head part, the superior facet that is smaller and inferior facet that is larger. So this rib that will articulate with the superior larger costal demifacet like this, and they are forming the costovertebral joint. So if this is T3 thoracic vertebra, so the rib is third rib. Now after body, if you trace the bone posteriorly, so this part, these rounded bony bars, they are called pedicle. The pedicles are directed posteriorly and straight. So these are pedicle. Pedicle are almost located nearer to the upper border of the body. So that's why you can see this notch, that is the superior vertebral notch, and this one, that is the inferior vertebral notch. So this inferior vertebral notch, that is deep and conspicuous, but this superior vertebral notch, that is very shallow. After the pedicle, if we trace the bone posteriorly, so this thin plate of bone, that is called lamina. Two lamina, they fuse together in midline, and this part, that is called spinous process of the vertebra. At the junction of pedicle and lamina, if we trace the bone laterally, so these two processes that are called transverse process. Transverse process of the thoracic vertebra, it is also having one facet, and in upper 6 thoracic vertebra, this facet is very deep and concave. In T7 to T10, it is almost flat, but it is absent in T11 and T12. This facet that will articulate with the tubercle of the rib, and here it is forming the costotransverse joint. The transverse process of the thoracic vertebra, it is formed by two elements, one that is costal element and another that is transverse element. In thoracic vertebra, these both the segments that remain separated, and costal element that will help in formation of ribs. But in rest of the part, like in cervical vertebra, lumbar and sacral vertebra, this costal element and derivatives of costal elements are different. You will learn later on with the respected region. So this is pedicle, transverse processes, lamina, spinous process. Now at the junction of pedicle and lamina, these two bony plate, one superior and inferior, this process is called superior articular process, and on the inferior side it is called inferior articular process. This both the process, it is having facets. So these are the superior articular facets which are directed backward. These are the inferior articular facets which are directed forward. This superior articular process that will articulate with the inferior articular facet of the higher vertebra and making the joint like this. So like this. The parts of thoracic vertebra, this is body, these are the pedicles, superior articular process with the facet, transverse process, lamina, spinous process, and these are the inferior articular process with its facet. Now, this is the vertebral foramina. All the thoracic vertebra, they are articulating like this, and this all vertebral foramina, they are forming the vertebral canal. So spinal cord that will pass through this vertebral canal. Now here I have told you this is the inferior vertebral notch and this is the superior vertebral notch of the lower vertebra. So they are forming the intervertebral foramen. So when the spinal cord passes through the vertebral canal, the spinal nerve roots, they are the ventral and dorsal primary rami of the spinal nerves that are coming through this intervertebral foramina. Spine of T5 to T9 thoracic vertebra, they are more elongated and vertical. They are directed downward. But in upper vertebra, the spine that is very short and it is horizontal, and also in lower thoracic vertebra, you can see in T11 and T12, the spine it is also very short and stout and it is also more horizontal. So in T5 to T9, the spine is very long, elongated and it is directed downward. That was all about the parts of typical thoracic vertebra. Now, attachments of the typical thoracic vertebra. Anterior side of the body is having anterior longitudinal ligament. Posterior side is having posterior longitudinal ligament. This lamina, it provides the attachment to ligamentum flava. Then spinous process, it provides attachment to supraspinous ligament and interspinous ligament. Along with that, it also provides attachment to deep structures or deep muscles of the back region, and also trapezius, rhomboids, then latissimus dorsi, serratus posterior, superior and inferior muscles. Here, there is a formation of costotransverse joint. So, there are three costotransverse ligament at the transverse process. At tip, there is presence of lateral costotransverse ligament. At anterior surface, inferior costotransverse ligament, and at the inferior border of the transverse process, there is presence of superior costotransverse ligament. Posterior surface of the transverse process that will provide attachment to levator costae muscle. So, that was all about typical thoracic vertebra. Hope you understood well.